Our community sets the tone and the environment of our personal growth. My wife and I came here over 28 years ago, and when I came, I was the second Orthodox rabbi. And really, there was nothing going on here. So we really dedicated ourselves to developing a community, and of course a synagogue is the bedrock of a community, and from that you brought into schools and restaurants and Eruv and everything that encompasses a great Jewish community.
Go.
When people move here, they are looking for an extended family. And that is something that is extremely unique.
I lived in New York my whole life, and it was a really big change, and but a great, wonderful change. We just wanted the space for the kids, and we wanted to have a more easygoing, relaxed lifestyle. New York was really hard living for us. He's in Adelson. It's a great school. We love it. Great teachers. We're sending our baby there in September, and he has tons of friends, and weekends are great. We have play dates all the time.
I would say it's better, and it's been growing over the last, since before we moved here. We've been here 4 years.
Best decision that we've ever made, I think. Yeah, other than marrying him.
My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons.
We moved here from New York over 6 years ago. We had most of our children here. But the truth is, I love my position here, and I love doing the work that I do. And for me, even more importantly, is the relationships that I have with the young families, because that's really what keeps us here. It's being able to connect. We have 2 day schools, a boys' high school, a girls' high school, a base medrash. So in terms of the kosher infrastructure, it's unbelievable.
We do feel very confident in the education here, both on a Jewish level and on a secular level. When you wanna, I mean, people come here and they buy homes over here because they're paying a third of the price of what they were paying, what a home would have cost them when they were living in LA, and it just makes sense to move here. You get so much for your money around here.
It's not like New York where we had to hibernate for 5 months of the year and we had to shovel out. We don't have any shovels.
We actually just came back from a hike in Red Rock, which is 15 minutes away from here. Beautiful over there. We had a picnic. It was a lot of fun. Lots of wildlife and animals, and yeah, as you said, it's beautiful out.
People work downtown, it's a 20-minute drive, 20 minutes to the airport, 20 minutes to the school. Everything's 20 minutes. That's Las Vegas.
And people are catching on to the trend, buying houses. Again, just, of course, the spiritual standpoint and the Jewish infrastructure is very strong. But just from a financial standpoint, you come, houses are cheap for what you get. Interest rates are as low as ever. There's a dual factor of shock and awe in that people come here and they say, oh my gosh, I could not believe that Vegas was a community like this. And people are pleasantly surprised. When people don't live in Vegas, they tend to believe you have the strip, you have the casino industry, the gambling, and that's all you do. When in fact, I'd say maybe a handful of people in our community are actually in that industry, and I have friends who have moved here from Los Angeles and from New York or from Florida or from Chicago. So there's a lot of opportunity here.
We have a lot of Jewish community come to the cafe, and especially in the plaza, because we have a lot of kosher places.
We are the most established out-of-town community with 10 kosher restaurants, all kosher food you could possibly want.
There are about a dozen restaurants within a mile of my house. There are places to buy food, get food, go to restaurants, eat out. There's kosher Krispy Kreme donuts, whatever we want, we can kind of get out here.
I love that there is no traffic. It's very calm. It's affordable.
Everything a person wants and needs is here. You have minyanim, you have classes for men and for women of various levels. There's singles groups, there's groups for young families, there's youth groups of all ages. So we have always 2 services. We have an Ashkenaz service and a Sephardi service. And I give the drasha, the sermon, in both services every Shabbat morning. So you really do see people over the years literally growing up and connecting with our community in a very profound way.
Every Shabbos morning we have 2 or 3 youth groups going on, and we have kids running around the shul, sometimes too much, but they love it here and they're being raised in a way that they'll be a part of the community and that the community will remain strong for the generations to come.
I have sessions with people that I am studying intensive, Talmudic sources, and I have people that I'm discussing just fundamental concepts of, is there a God in the world? If it's prayer for one person, if it's classes for another person, if it's one-on-one, interaction.
So really, it's very much a joyful, God-centered community where people are learning on whatever level they're comfortable with. Is that not only are we so accepting of others, but we are very multi-generational and eclectic. Amen. At Young Israel Aish, people's simchas and difficulties in life are communal events.
In general, we celebrate big occasions together as a community because we all care about each other, and that's what we're all about.
You've been to a Jewish wedding in New York, you're going to come here and see a Jewish wedding here and say, what's the difference? There's really not going to be a distinction.
If you are considering moving away from wherever you are, I want to invite you to come to Las Vegas, to Young Israel Aish. Spend a Shabbat. It's the best way to get to know us. You'll get to meet the rabbis, you'll get to meet the community. And whether you decide to come here or not, it will be an inspiring and enriching few days of your life.